Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. This will take my attention. So let me remove this also. Yeah, great. This will take my attention. This will also let me remove this also. Okay, great. So the question is that 10 days I've learned, 10 days I've learned Vipassana. This I did in 2018, 2018, yeah, 2018. Um, I still will do the fact check, whether 2018 or 19. I will still do the fact check. And then in case if I am wrong, I will correct it in the next video. Right? Doesn't matter on what I will be speaking, but I will make sure within my capacity, I will correct it. And then I've learned 10 days Vipassana in Igatpuri. Igatpuri is the first center of Vipassana. In case if you're not aware about Vipassana, let me share what is Vipassana first. Vipassana is a meditation technique which was well popularized by Mahatma Gautam Buddha, also known Siddharth, well popularized. Mahatma Gautam Buddha, and for the sake of time, with all due respect, I will be using his name, Buddha. Right? It was Buddha. Like we have doctor, like we have engineer, we have Buddha. Understand? Right? Like we have doctor, like we have CA, like we have Buddha. So the person was achieved Buddhatva. Nothing to do with any God, nothing to do with any religion, nothing to do with anything. Nothing. No connection, not even close, right? Buddhatva is different and God is different, religion is different. These are completely three different things, right? Are they connected with each other? Yes. But are we exploring and investigating that connection? No, right? Absolutely no. What I need, one thought came in my mind and I need to entertain. I don't want to entertain that thought. Uh, right. Is audio good? Audio good? Audio okay? Perfect? Right. Thank you very much. So, otherwise, this thought would have taken my thought to somewhere else, and then I will not able to focus. So, focus. So, coming back to this point, Buddhatva. Buddhatva is someone who has invested time, energy in spending time with himself or herself and started learning, observing the life without the influence of people. I repeat, someone who is investing energy, time and energy, right? Not money, not money, time and energy in spending time with yourself, herself, himself, with yourself, spending time without getting influenced by people. So if you're not influenced by people, you're not influenced by the culture also, because the people makes the culture, right? People make the culture. So without people, correct? Yes. So when you spend time like this, so we will talk more about, I will have someone who is expert in life, which uh, Gautam Buddha have lived. There are experts. So within my capacity, I will bring someone who is expert in his life, and we will build more conversation on what kind of life he has lived, what exactly he has done. It's not what he has said, what he has done, what Buddha did. So within my capacity, I will do that. I love to inform you that every center of Mumbai Boxing Academy, we have 6 centers in Mumbai, and everywhere we have Buddha temple. Somewhere we are small, somewhere we are big. Even here also we have Buddha temple. One day I will definitely. Now, temple doesn't mean that we worship Buddha. No. When Buddha used to sit along with his friends, this I learned from someone who was expert. He has learned. He's invested his time, energy, money, resources, lakhs of rupees, hundred, tens of years in understanding, following Buddha. So he used to say that Praveen and Buddha is to sit with his colleagues and friends because he got recognition from all over the world. He got two things from all over the world. Buddha got two things from all over the world. One is recognition. What do you mean by that? It means whatever he is saying is accepted. I'm accepting it. Recognition, right? One is that. Another is appreciation. We got appreciation. Why? Why we get appreciation? We get appreciation only when you fulfill your promises. Because the biggest mistake one can do is promise. So you fulfill. If you fulfill the promises of someone, you get appreciation. Buddha didn't fulfill promises of people. Buddha never said that I come to me and then everything will be solved. Buddha never said something like that. And Buddha never said that इस problem का जवाब मेरे पास में है लेकिन मैं अभी नहीं बताऊंगा. Buddha was always now. Buddha was in the present. Buddha had whole detachment from his emotion, which is the truth. Emotion is the truth, but he detached himself from emotion. What do you mean by detachment? Detachment means you are not making concept out of it. Moment you make a concept out of emotion, either you are happy or sad. If you're happy, you want more happiness, so you develop addiction for happiness. When you are sad, you are more sad, so you develop aversion for sadness. Best to go close to happiness. I need more happiness, more happiness. I need less sadness, more happiness. That's work. That's work. That's work. That's not fair. That's not the way of living life. Buddha said that. In the 10 days of Vipassana meditation, I understood this. That's my understanding. And the beauty of Vipassana, if 100 people are going, 100 will understand differently. But within my capacity, every day I used to get up at 4 a.m. in the morning and I used to stay 9 p.m. in the evening. And within my capacity, not even a single day, I broke not a rule. I got up at 4. Before that, I was there. Not even a single day. Not even a single day. So that one thing. So let me first share what I learned in Vipassana meditation there. And of course, those learnings, how I implemented in 1000 days. Of course, this particular series on Vipassana, I will make a separate playlist for this because I'm not going to end this. It's not possible to cover everything in one series, one go. So the one thing which I've learned in Vipassana, what Buddha said is that whatever I'm going to say, they are just words, right? And within this is not verbatim, by the way. This is not something which exactly Buddha said, but this is not verbatim, but this is what he said. Words are different. He was speaking in Pali language, not even in your or my language, right? This is what he said. And whenever we say something, if 10 people are standing in front of you, then 10 will understand differently. We learn that, right? We have talked about that in one of our live sessions, right? Whenever we speak in front of 10 people, 10 people are listening to you differently. The memory, the consciousness of those 10 people decides how they perceive you, and they develop the concept and they develop some kind of perception, whatever you're speaking, and then they make concept out of it, and then they act. That's the reason I always say that world is at the peak of miscommunication. Peak. Corporate is losing billions and trillions of dollars only because of this one single line. मुझे लगा आपने ऐसा बोला. I thought you said this. And the manager said, no, I didn't say that. I meant something else. This miscommunication causing the industry trillions and trillions of dollars. Why? Because miscommunication will lead to rework. Rework is investment of time, energy, money, space. When I say space, real estate. Right? Why? People, light चल रहा है वहाँ पे, AC चल रहा है वहाँ पे, रात में जब काम होता है तो AC चलता है भाई. If 100 people are working in one company, there's a light bill, there's an AC bill, brothers, sisters. Understand? We'll not go there. We'll stick to Vipassana today. So, coming back to Vipassana, I think one very important thing which I have learned, what Buddha said, was whatever I'm saying, they are just words. What matter is, are you practicing whatever I'm saying or not? So 10 days is a practice of Vipassana there. What to practice? Let me explain that. And then within my capacity in this series, in the next few days, I should reach the end of this particular series of Vipassana, where I will able to cover all my 1000 days of learning and how I implemented this 10 days of learning in those 1000 days. So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, sons and men, let me cut down the conversation and come to the point. A quick learnings from 10 days of Vipassana. Number one learning. It's training. So you have to do it. Number one. It's not something which is listen. No, you have to do it. Vipassana, you have to do it. What you have to do first? It's all breathing and just focusing on how the breath is coming in and going out, coming in and going out, coming in and going out. So for the first day of Vipassana, when I was sitting there, day one, right? I'm cutting down all what happened with me before that. I'm just day one in Vipassana. So first day of Vipassana, when I reached there, I saw one door was open. We were told to come at 4 a.m. in the morning. Previous night we were sleeping at Vipassana Center. Only it was that they give us the accommodation in one dome. There two people were sleeping. Nice, clean, clear, hygienic in the nature in Gatpuri, beautiful place. So 4 a.m. reporting. I was standing there. And I saw a board. On the board it was written from 4 a.m. to 5 a.m. meditation. From 5 a.m. to 6 a.m. meditation. Then breakfast 6 a.m. Right? Breakfast, right? Then meditation, then group meditation, then meditation at your own room. And we were not allowed to speak for 10 days. So even the room partner, my room partner is very good. So we used to follow the law, follow the rules. Lunch is at around 10:30 or 11:30 is the lunch. And after that, no food. No food. Not even a single day we felt hungry, by the way. At around 4 o'clock, they used to give us kurmure. A very nice story about kurmure when I ran from my home and how kurmure was my food when I ran from Nasik to Mumbai, and 3 days I was in the other station. I will come to that story afterwards, not today, but I will come to that story afterwards. Maybe when I'm doing the mindset session with kids. Kids love story. So coming back to this point again, first learning, it's you have to practice. Practice. Second very important learning, I'm ending this conversation now. Second very important learning in those 10 days is when I saw this pattern, I said, yes, this is training. So 10 days is my training. So when I need this skill in my life, so I can implement. That's how you take training, right? Listen very carefully. That's how you take training. I want to learn boxing. I take training in boxing. So I'm training for 30 days so I can implement. But Vipassana is not like that. Third, why? Because I realize in Vipassana that Vipassana means you get trained and then you live in Vipassana 24 by 7. You live in Vipassana. What is Vipassana? Stay equanimous. Equanimous. What is Vipassana? There's no dukh, there's no sukh, there's no happiness, there's no sadness. Whatever is happening is concept. That is Vipassana. But you practice that on your body. How? First 3 days, they said just focus on your breath. So I was focusing on breath, focusing on breath, focusing on breath, focusing on breath, focus first 3 days. Okay. So I saw the door. I entered the door 4 a.m. in the morning. I sat down. First time in my life. He got pre-Vipassana center. First time, sat down. And after 45 minutes, it was a guided meditation going on. After 45 minutes, I realized, when was the last time I sat in my life like this? Tell me, give me the answer. Give me the answer. अंशी लाइव हूँ यार, लाइव हूँ, लाइव हूँ. बाद में बात करें, मैं फोन करता हूँ. ठीक है, थैंक्स ब्रदर. So I realized for the first time, you think, don't write in the chat. Write, maybe if you want to write the chat afterwards, right? But think, when was the last time you sat like this in your life for 45 minutes? No phone call like this. No phone call, nothing. No, nothing. You and your body. One of the biggest realizations in my life in last 1000 days in Himalayas, that nothing more important than your body. Nothing more important than your body. Nothing more important than your body. So I started practicing that breathing 3 days. And when you do something from 4 a.m. till 9 p.m., you become good. You become better than average. World is full of average people. If you take maths paper in the school, I think hardly 5% people are getting above 90. And hardly 5% people are getting below 10. Maximum or average. बुद्धू होना भी बहुत बड़ी बात है भाई, क्या बात करो। बुद्धू बुद्धू की कैटेगरी भी स्पेशल है। जितनी कैटेगरी सेलिब्रिटीज की, जितनी कैटेगरी होशियार लोगों की, जितनी कैटेगरी स्कॉलर्स स्कॉलर्स की, वो कैटेगरी है। बुद्धू लोगों की भी कैटेगरी स्पेशल है, वो भी अलग है। दैट तो वी हैव मेड द कॉन्सेप्ट लाइक दिस कि भाई इसने ये किया। नहीं, एक बुद्धू मैं आपको मिलाऊंगा जिसको लोग पप्पू कहते हैं, बुद्धू है। मिलाऊंगा, आप सीखोगे क्या है। उसने लाइफ में कभी स्कूल नहीं गया, नेवर गॉन टू स्कूल, बट आई एम लर्निंग फ्रॉम हिम। आई विल there's a this story is running in the live school nas.io पे जाओगे तो आपको इसका फर्स्ट या सेकंड एपिसोड में आज या कल में अपलोड हो ही जाएगा, लेकिन आज लाइव चले जाएंगे हम। फॉलो दैट स्टोरी इन लाइव स्कूल। पप्पू स्ट्रोक पप्पू उर्फ महेश, द स्टोरी नेम इज पप्पू उर्फ महेश। कमिंग बैक टू विपासना अगेन। So 3 days, if you practice, you become good in that. You become better than average. You don't become buddhu. When you learn, you don't become buddhu, right? You become better. So you become better than average, not excellent. You become better than average. So when you become better than average, you perform well. So I was performing well in 3 days. Towards the end of 3 days, I can actually feel the air touching my nostrils, and I can feel for the first time in my life that we do not breathe from both the nostrils. Sometimes left nostril is open, sometimes right nostril is open. Someone told me it's also connected with your left brain, right brain. We will not talk about that today. We will not go deep today, but I'm just giving you the overview. So, wow, nice. They never realized. When was the last time you realized that we do not breathe from both the nostril? It's your body. It's your body. It's your body. It's your body. Your body. Not someone else. Whatever you have apart from your body, someone else. You cannot say my body is someone else. No, that's the one thing which you cannot say that this is yours. I sometimes really get so unpleasantly surprised when people say, मैं तेरे को समझता है। मैं कैसे समझेगा भाई? कैसे समझेगा मेरे को? मैं तुमको समझता हूँ यार। तेरे से ज्यादा मैं तेरे को समझता। क्या बात कर रहा है यार? मैं खुद समझ नहीं पाया मुझे अपने आप को, तू मुझसे मेरे से भी ज्यादा समझ लेगा। कैसा है तू? कितना चतुर, कितना विद्वान, कितना गुणी। तू जितना तेरे को नहीं जानता ना, मैं तेरे से अबे क्या बात कर रहा है? बस आई एम एक्सप्लोरिंग यू। इट्स योर रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी टू अंडरस्टैंड all the people who say this na, that I understand you. Please make sure that first invest your time, energy, money, resources in understanding yourself first. That's your first responsibility. वो तुम्हारा घर है. I learned this from Venkat, who was my breathing teacher afterwards. I learned from him. He said, Praveen, one day what I did in a breathing exercise in 6 a.m. in the morning when I got up, I didn't take bath. I told him, he said, Praveen, this is your temple. You decide how to keep it. And the first rule of temple is hygiene. Your body is your temple. The first rule of temple is hygiene. I take bath every night before I sleep because the sleeping pattern is different. So every night before I sleep, I take bath, and before I get up. Once I said this also. Before I get up, I take bath. So someone asked me, sir, how do I take before I get up? So I said, before, so as soon as I get up, I go, I take before I brush, because to build the new habit, you have to connect the habit with the current habit. So brushing is a current habit. So I connected bath, first bath, then brush. Because why? Because in 1000 days of Himalayas, it's like average 15 days, one bath, 15 days, 30 days. So I learned the importance of hygiene in my life. For 17 years of my first 17 years of life, my mother took care of me, and the remaining almost 20 years of my life, Dolly took care of me. And these both girls have really took care of me beautifully. But in that, I lost an opportunity of building my own personal skills, like cooking, like hygiene, like time management. So I learned in 1000 days. But Vipassana helped me. Vipassana helped. So 3 days only breathing. So you become expert in focusing on breathing. When I say expert, better than average. Better than average. Okay. What happened after 3 days in Vipassana? If I have to cover 10 days today, what happened after 3 days in Vipassana? On fourth day, I heard in the audio from Goenka ji. I will talk about Goenka ji afterwards, not today. Because Goenka ji has played a vital and instrumental role in bringing Vipassana from Myanmar here. Because 2005 years ago, 2050, 2500, yeah, 2500 years ago, when Buddha was there, and all the Vipassana, the techniques and methods was written on Pali, on Buddhavani and on Pali paper, or that leaves. It was in India, and they were implementing it the way he said, the way Buddha said, within his capacity, because Buddha didn't write. It was written by the people who was along with Buddha. So whenever you are listening and writing, you become the re-author, not even the co-author. You are actually understanding and writing it. So what Buddha said, if Buddha has written or Buddha has made a video, unfortunately, the technology was not there at that point of time. We are happy today we have technology. So, like J.D. Krishnamurti, I'm so happy that almost in 1000 days, because I had access to internet at some points in my life in 1000 days for a long period of time, because thanks to Geo, that mountains is absolutely flourishing with data. It's like mountain is really helping, and because the world Himalaya is hosting people from all over the world, they get access to technology. And once you have access to technology, you do not have to worry about the frauds and this and that. If you're mindful, if you're mindful, technology is there. They can book tickets, they can book bus tickets, everything is there, accessible. Coming back again. So Vipassana, 3 days, fourth day, Goenkaji said, now you will get Vipassana today on fourth day. What do you mean by that? He said, now you have learned how to focus. Now you have learned how to focus. Correct? Now you will learn how to stay focused on every reaction of your body. Let's understand what is reaction. Goosebump is reaction. So your body is biochemical reaction, nothing else. So the person who's going inside the water, imagine there is a river here, and if I go inside the water, I stay there for a few moments and I come back. The person who has gone inside and the person who has gone outside is a different person, not spiritually, physically, not spiritually, because cells are regenerating. Biochemical chemical reaction is going on. That's the reason if you keep a dead body and keep a cloth on it, it will not grow. But take a dead body and take a live body, feed him water, everything, and take care of everything, and remove after 1 year, he's a different person. So when you enter into the water, you're a different person. Only the change is very different, but it's very fundamentally incorrect when you say the change is small, because there's nothing called small change. There's something called change. Change is a reaction. Change. It's changing. It's not sudden change. There's nothing called sudden change. Sudden change we are not tuned to accept. Sudden disaster, the biggest disaster in the life is sudden disaster, not what we are expecting from it. Okay, getting a point. So he said, we will get Vipassana. I said, okay. And it was a group coaching. There were hundreds of people sitting, and I was sitting along with them. So now you have to focus on every reaction of your body. So slowly we started scanning our body, scanning top to bottom to top to bottom to top, scanning. Earlier it was very gross scanning. It's like I'm just scanning my head, but then started scanning even the small part of my head, small part of my finger. So everybody, and that's how the training goes. It's audio training. The training will inspire you. And because nothing, everyone is doing the same, is beautiful, it's true. So what happened after that? I'm using so as a filler here. So I have to take care of that. What happened after that? 7 days we practice that only. 7 days we practice that only. That's it. That's it. 7 days. On the last day, after practicing almost for 7 days, on the last day, towards the end of the course, even I was wondering that why I'm learning this. Why I'm learning this. Maybe during 10 days in meditation in a guided audio, in audio, Mr. Goenka might have explained that why. But it was my weakness. I could not able to understand. But I understood this on the last day. That is my understanding of Vipassana. And as I told you, that if 10 people are going to Vipassana, 10 will understand differently. What is real Vipassana only Buddha can tell. Only Buddha can tell. So what he said, Buddha, real Vipassana. He said, life is all about sadness and happiness. If you're living life, it means you're living sadness and happiness. Sadness, there can be several reasons for sadness, but don't go there. Someone who's under the debt of 50,000 rupees or someone who's under the debt of 5,000 crore rupees, sadness is sadness. Human is human. Someone is worried for 20 rupees and someone is worried for 20,000 rupees. A boy who is not, even if you meet Pappu, if I give him 100 rupees, it's a celebration mode for him. But if he has a loan of 100 rupees, if he has this thought in his mind that, hey, I have to pay 100 rupees to someone, that can kill his slips. So the sleep of Pappu is sleep. So sleep of Amani is also sleep, because there's no difference. If you go to a market of mutton, you don't say this is good bheja or this is bad bheja. Bheja is bheja. Sabko ek hi mila hai, right? Everyone is contributing differently. Everyone is acting differently. Everyone has a different background. Right? There's one boy, there's a one story going to start in life school. He's not doing good in his life. And every time he says the reason I'm not doing good in his life, because at the age of 13, I lost my father. And every time the excuse is, your father, you didn't lose your father. You didn't lose your father. Follow that story in life school after a few days. Follow that story. You will learn how one big excuse or one big disaster, sudden disaster, has changed the life of people. And if you're going through that, you should follow that story. So, Buddha said, life is all about sadness. It's all about sadness. One day a lady came to Buddha, and this is a story. One day, because you cannot manipulate the story. This is the story, is this happened in front of Buddha, I was there. There's a story that this happened in front of Buddha and I was there. I was sitting that day, 2,500 years ago. That's a story, right? That's a story. And a good storyteller will tell exactly what happened after the door is open. So Buddha was sitting with few people and he was sharing his knowledge and wisdom and experience, stories. And suddenly one girl came running. One girl came running. And the girl said that, hey, Buddha, this is not fair. This is not good. You have raped me and I'm pregnant. Buddha laughed. He smiled. Buddha laughed and smiled. And then, of course, he builded the conversation with that lady, which has proven in front of everyone, because truth, Buddha was clever. Buddha was full of wisdom. Buddha spent a lot of years with himself. He knows that truth is always a time and space. If you go deep with this story, if Buddha dig in the story and ask this question to that lady, tell me what time and what place I raped you. Buddha every minute was surrounded by people. What are you saying? You're getting our point. So, in other way, if imagine you giving a session, you are in a conference room, and suddenly someone opened the conference room and a girl came in the same office that you raped me, and then now let's take it further from here. If you are Buddha, you will smile. If you're truthful, you will smile. If you're human, not non-Buddha, right? The person who doesn't look towards sukh and dukh, sadness and happiness with equanimity, you will react. You will react. That's how human behaves, right? So what is Vipassana? That I do not react because I have practice on my body. I stay equanimous, doesn't matter. If a bad reaction, my back is paining, I still stay equanimous. Yesterday, my back was paining. I was equanimous, so I could still able to use that time effectively with going live with Bhim, right? And we are starting a new series. If you want fitness to understand, follow Bhim life story. You will no idea. He's a guy from slum. He's a celebrity boxer. You know that. He's a boy from slum. When I say slum, it has nothing to do with poverty. It has nothing to do with hygiene. Every time when I say slum, it has to do only one thing, which is personal freedom. I need at least a personal freedom. There are rooms where 8 to 9 people are living in slum. In last just 8 years, 24 to 25%, there's a 1% increase in global slums. It means what? 1 billion people have entered in slum. If you don't work on slums, gone. At least in Mumbai, Outpay Sports Foundation, Mumbai Boxing Academy, we are the group of 7 friends. Everything is within the friends only. At least we are doing something. At least we're doing something. Right? Coming back to Vipassana. Vipassana is when you stay equanimous, when you do not react, you become free, and then you become free to do something in life. When you keep reacting, the dog is there, keep reacting. Lisa, come here, beta. Lisa, if you keep reacting, I've seen. Lisa, Lisa, one. Take care of Lisa. सामान लेके आना बेटा, वो सामान लेके आया ना, वो कोई अमेज़न से है, वो अमेज़न पार्टनर अपना. इसको लेके जाओगे प्लीज यहाँ से, इसको लेके जाओ प्लीज यहाँ से. लीजा गो बेटा. ठीक है, कम हियर, सिट डाउन, स्टे काम. ओके, स्टे काम. Coming back to Vipassana, if I cut down all the conversation and come back to the point, let me cut that also and come back to the point. In 10 days, I practiced Vipassana within my capacity. I created a place in Himalayas. In 1000 days, I created a place in Himalayas. If you go to Dharamshala, you go to McLeodganj to Baksu, Upper Baksu, there is a place called Rakus Cafe. Even if you come to airport and go outside and go to association taxi and they tell them that I want to go to a Rakus Cafe, one of the best cafes there. I will share the story of Raku afterwards. Good friend of mine. So I had an office there. I had a meditation chamber there. And from Raku's Cafe till maybe 1 hour walk in the mountain, up in the mountain, I had a place there where I can host 35 people, 35 friends or family. Sometimes when I do retreats, I take the group, as sometimes my friends and family, we go and stay there. That's a place completely different, away from the mount, away from the city, but you can still see the city. You can still see the ground. Okay, I will not go in that now, Vipassana. So I practice that. And I practice that only because I want to stay equanimous every moment of my life. That's exactly what Buddha said. That you don't practice Vipassana for 10 days, you practice Vipassana because you want to stay equanimous. समता में आप रहना चाहते हो, दृष्टा भाव से देखना चाहते हो हर चीज को दृष्टा भाव से देखना चाहते हो, उसको भोगना नहीं चाहते. मैं भोगूंगा नहीं उसको, मैं सिर्फ देखूंगा उसको. The world is like Netflix, 360 degree lifetime subscription. That is the world. The whole world. If you go to Himalayas, I used to feel like that, but then now even Mumbai, the world is like that only because that's the perspective towards the world. There are two ways of living life. One is you keep following the manual, whatever it has been told to you. Keep following the manual, study, marry, do it for 30 years, 40 years, okay. Then create your own manual to live, your own rules. Follow the law of the country, but your own rules. Own rules. Your style, your rules. Your life, your rules. Own rules. Create it. And then live that life. And there's one way of living life. If you're living like that, consider this is a 360-degree Netflix live subscription going on. Either your surrounding has to be like that. If your surrounding is boring, your life is boring. If your surrounding is not, you're not feeling like you're watching a 360-degree live Netflix subscription, you're not living life. Or when world is watching you, they should feel that they are watching 360-degree lifetime subscription. Not lifetime. At least when they're watching you, they should feel that they are watching Netflix. Your life has to be that interesting. And life has to be that interesting in life, not when you sit and tell people about your life. Understand? Not when you sit and you tell people about your life that my life is that interesting. No, your life has to be that interesting. That people are watching you live and they feel that they're watching Netflix. Netflix is value. Netflix is stories. Netflix is visualization, imagination. Netflix is giving us the wisdom that fucking every other animal on the planet Earth, they're traveling millions and millions kilometers and kilometers and thousands of miles only for sex and food. So sex and food cannot be wrong because we are also animal. Netflix is telling us that. So life has to be as valuable, interesting. Okay? चलो अपन निकलना 15 मिनट में शूट अपना रमेश में निकलेंगे ठीक है we are ending this. So ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Vipassana is, before you practice Vipassana, I request you to go on Google, check nearest Vipassana center If possible, go to Igatpuri. Nice. If possible, come to Mumbai. If you're coming to Mumbai, you are always welcome. Always welcome. Even your time will be taken care if I'm there. You're always welcome. Even if I'm not there, and if you are in good relationship, if you're a member of the life school, even if you are a subscriber of this channel and we are in good relationship, I will tell you how. Uh, because we are NGO, Outpay Sports Foundation is an NGO, and we have places, because it's a boxing gym. We have ground, we have places, so you will be taken care in case if you need that. Only if you're underprivileged, right? अगर आपके पास पैसा नहीं है, विपासना आपको करना है, आपको मुंबई आना है और मुंबई के लिए आपके पास पैसा नहीं है, तो आप मुझे चैट पे बताइए कि मेरे को मुंबई आना, पैसा नहीं है, लेकिन पहले देखा जाएगा, पेपर्स देखे जाएंगे, आपका स्टे का भी कर दिया जाएगा, कोई इशू नहीं है। एक दिन एक ही रात का लगेगा ना, बाकी तो आप विपासना में जाओगे। मैं नहीं चाहता कि यहाँ पे आओ, क्योंकि मैं कहाँ रहा हूँ मुंबई में, कभी मैं गया नहीं, मैं हूँ यार आपके लिए। ठीक है, एक लिमिट तक सिस्टम हम क्रिएट कर सकते हैं, ओनली विपासना के लिए, लेकिन बाकी के लिए विपासना के लिए। ठीक है, क्या है सिस्टम कि एक रात मुझे रहने के लिए जगह दे देना, मेरे पास में जगह नहीं है यार, मैं एक रात आपको रहने की, सोने की आपकी इज्जत है। विपासना का सेंटर बुक करो। बुद्धा ने बहुत अच्छा टेक्निक एंड मेथड डेवलप किया है। मैं तुच्छ हूँ, मुझे कुछ नहीं आता, मैं नहीं सिखा सकता। मैं बातें कर सकता हूँ, मैं बता सकता हूँ कि मैंने क्या सीखा, मैं ये बता सकता हूँ, लेकिन मैं सिखा नहीं सकता। मैं सिखाता हूँ तो सिर्फ 8 से 18 साल के बच्चों को ही सिखाता हूँ, 8 to 18 years ओनली, उसके आगे मैं नहीं सिखाता। मैं सिखाना नहीं, मेरी अभी इच्छा नहीं है। ठीक है, सो मेक श्योर, make sure before I end this first episode, then I will come that what I have learned in 1,000 days. But make sure, go on Google, find the nearest center of Vipassana, find 10 days from your life, go sit there for 10 days. दो ऑप्शन होता है, इंग्लिश में भी होता है, हिंदी में भी होता है विपासना। सिट देयर फॉर 10 days, स्पेंड टाइम विथ योरसेल्फ। गुजरात में तो टाइम करोगे, बिताओगे, खुद के साथ भी टाइम बिताओ पहले। 10 दिन खुद के साथ में तो बिताओ। तो विपासना का 10 दिन क्या है कि 10 दिन अपने साथ में तो बिताओ। अकेले तो रहो 10 दिन। कोई हिमालय जाने की जरूरत नहीं है अकेले रहने के लिए। 1000 दिन में जाके हिमालय, इसका ये मतलब नहीं कि सबको जाना 1000 दिन। 10 दिन तो जाके आओ, और कंट्रोल है, खाने पीने की इज्जत है, सब इज्जत है। विपासना जाओ तो सही, कोई किसी धर्म का कोई भी लेना देना नहीं है विपासना से। बुद्ध धर्म का और बुद्धत्व का कोई ही भी लेना देना नहीं है विपासना से, ये दोनों अलग चीज है। बुद्ध बुद्ध जी का ये कहना था, ऐसा बुद्ध वाणी में लिखा गया है। बुद्ध वाणी में क्या लिखा गया है? बुद्ध वाणी उन लोगों के द्वारा लिखी गई है जो लोग बुद्ध जी के साथ में बैठा करते थे, और ताड़ के पत्रों में पाली भाषा में लिखा जाता था जो भी वो कहते हैं। तो उन्होंने कहा था कि मेरा एक डर है। तो लोगों ने पूछा कि क्या डर है, बताओ, क्यों डर रहे हो? तो उनका डर है कि कहीं मेरी बातों को लेके धर्म ना बन जाए, धर्म ना बन जाए, वो उनका डर था। तो बुद्धत्व पाना ये धर्म नहीं है, बुद्ध बनना ये धर्म नहीं है, जिम्मेदारी है। और ये जिम्मेदारी हमको एक ही तरीके से पूरी करनी है। पहले हमें जाके 10 दिन मेडिटेशन सेंटर में जाना है विपासना के, और फिर हमें प्रैक्टिस करनी है। अगर आपके पास वक्त है तो हिमालय, वो मेरी जिम्मेदारी है, आप हिमालय में आ जाओ। मैं एक रिट्रीट आराम से स्टार्ट कर सकता हूँ उन लोगों के लिए जिन्होंने ऑलरेडी विपासना किया है या फिर करेंगे, उनके लिए कर सकते हैं, ताकि वी आर ऑन द सेम पेज, कर सकते हैं। लेकिन पहले सीखना जरूरी है। तो आप जाइए और विपासना सेंटर जाइए। आप जैसे कल मैंने कहा था कि टोस्ट मास्टर जाइए कम्युनिकेशन के लिए। अगर आपने वो वीडियो मिस कर दिया तो देख लेना यूट्यूब चैनल पे प्रवीण मडालकर। लेकिन अगर आपको मेडिटेशन सीखना है, फोकस सीखना है, आगे बढ़ना है जिंदगी में, जो आपकी जिम्मेदारी है। माँ से बोलती थी फोकस करो, माँ ने ये नहीं बताया कि फोकस कैसे करना है। माँ ने अपनी जिम्मेदारी कर दी, ठीक है। माँ ने ये नहीं कहा कि फोकस कैसे करना है, सिखाएगा मेडिटेशन। मेरी माँ ने भी किया है विपासना, मेरी माँ ने ही इंस्पायर किया है मुझको विपासना में। मेरे माँ ने कहा कि मैंने फील किया बेटा कि मेरे ब्लड कैसे जा रहा ऊपर और कैसे आ रहा ऊपर। मैंने अच्छी बात है माँ, मेरी माँ ने भी इंस्पायर किया मुझे विपासना के लिए। तो आप भी जाइए और विपासना कीजिए, ठीक है। विद दिस आई एम एंडिंग दिस कॉन्वर्सेशन। I will come with part two. Let's see how many videos we'll make in this part, but I will come with part two, and I will start sharing with you that what I have learned in 1,000 days in Himalayas by practicing 10 days of Vipassana training in 1,000 days in Himalayas. This is Pranod signing out until we meet again.